Punters, how's it going? Not only am I still doing this injury, which I'm kind of quite over talking about now, allergies have started, so if I'm over sniffing or coughing in this video, that is why. Today, I'm out on the cross-country beast. The down-country machine itself, Scott Spark. Joining me, pro cross-country rider, Rampage veteran, Whistler Bike Park legend, Rémy Métailler. He's gonna take me down this trail, which we actually raced on, and you did a little bit better than I did. So I need to get some advice, because this trail is gonna be very similar to how the BC bike race is gonna be. We're gonna go down, get some tips. Maybe you'll learn something as well.
I'm stuck in the moment, I'm sitting back and I'm still hoping. Lord, got my eyes really open where I'm still getting to the bat with chit chat. Got my hat back and I backtrack. My wilderness taught me great things. You gotta be original, drunk night, subliminal move.
Over on his channel, he's actually doing a whole bunch of coaching, and then in the future, he'll actually be able to provide one-on-one coaching, which would be pretty crazy because he's got a huge history in being a professional bike rider and a product tester for loads of companies. You're going to see firsthand what that can actually do. So we've got this section just here. This was the start of the race. Not very steep, but then there's a punchy uphill climb, and then you've got this S-bend straight afterwards. Talk me through it. Where do we even begin?
So the key part of that section will actually be to carry a good speed and to really look ahead so you can anticipate what's coming. You can adapt your body position, eventually your gears if you need to shift. Smoothest line to carry more speed and also use the less energy. The first part will be so just before there's a couple of rock faces, a little bit bumpy.
I have to say I was pretty good. You also saw me riding that section like 3 times.
Alright Remy, let's review the footage. We've analysed the footage. What's the word?
Actually that was good.
Actually that was good.
That was good. Try to go more on a straight line. You made like a couple of corners that were useless at the start. If you look ahead, you can see the trail is gonna go left. You want to set up outside so you can just have the more visibility so you can see what's coming on the corner.
On this one, I went definitely on this left side of this bit of granite. But you're saying I should be on the right side if it's like I don't know the trail. And
you want to be always outside so you can see it. You can see what's coming, and then you can decide if you cut inside or not. If you anticipate, you come onto that trail, you see a left-hand corner from very far away. You set up outside, and once I'm there, you can actually see the trail doing a slight left and then a right, and then you can take the decision if you want to cut a little bit inside or not.
And what did I do on the way in?
So on the way in, you came here and you basically did a left and a right hand corner when you could just have gone straight. When you're coming here, you can already see the trail, so you didn't need to like do a merge. You could stay, and go really on a straight line. Like cutting corners and going a bit inside is good when you can see, but on that particular feature, because it's a bump, it hides what's behind. In this particular case, there is a big hole behind. When you're coming on your bike, as we say, you're far right, you can see there is a slight left. You can also see that there is a compression right here. So one of the tips I will have will be to remove the weight from the bike. So basically try to jump and clear that little compression, because that compression could actually make you bounce and then lose traction for after. Because it's a small compression, you have the skill to go fast enough, basically jump until where my feet are, so you can get back on the traction faster.
When I came through here, I kind of tried to push down on the pedals, absorb it, but you're saying it would have been easier to jump.
Which is fine, but on that particular case, preload the bike a little bit before, jump and just carry much more speed, and I believe if you go fast, it's actually safer. If you jump, you're gonna get back on your tires faster, you're gonna be able to get traction faster. If you come really fast and you take a bad compression here, you might bounce, and if you kind of jump, not in purpose here, you're no longer on the trail, you're actually in the air, and then you can't make a nice corner.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And you potentially could go off the track.
That's really hard. It was going quite fast. I felt like I don't feel like got the pop, like the little hop over the gap too well.
Well, that line I just showed was like in case you want to go actually faster if you ride faster than what you did. You know, if you go at the same pace that you will go during the BC bike race, where you're gonna ride for like several hours, obviously you can't ride at the same speed. A faster line would be to do what I did, which is unload the weight of the bike on the compression and you land exactly where you're standing.
You know what's funny is that normally I would have probably braked too much here, but because I was going faster, like bro went, oh, I don't have time, and I got off.
And then you're straight on the corner.
Whoa, Rémy, nice wheels.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. Let's check them out. Yeah, there's a new E13 LG1 Air Endure carbon wheels. Which one do you have?
I've got E13s as well, the TRSR carbons. They're so sick. And these guys can find out more information in the link in the description below.
Nice.
Okay, the next bit. I remember this so well, Rémy, from the race, because I'd never ridden this trail, came round and there's like this pretty steep rock roll. It's really off camber, like down there, like it's a flat corner to the left. And then afterwards, there's all kinds of gnar down there. How do you approach this in a blind race situation? I even had this in the NIMBY 50 the other week. Like you come round, you see like this blind roll and you don't know if it's a drop or anything.
Well, it's pretty tough because you're coming fast and obviously a few meters before the rock face, you realize that the trail disappears. So you try to slow down, you try to find where you can find grip. As you mentioned, like it's a little bit of camber, so you try to brake on sections that are a bit flatter or onto compression, so you can put more weight on the bike. And you can see that the trail goes left. We don't know yet if outside or inside is better. Just to be safe, you set up a little bit wide, just because that way, if the inside line is better, you have time to set up for the inside. And if the outside is better, then you just stay on your outside.
Let's talk about the fear, right?
So what?
The fear. And obviously you're trying to look ahead, but it's like, whoa, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on down here.
Well, anyway, once you're there, you're already committed. You can stop, basically. So I think any trail you do, once you're on the line, regardless if it's good or not, at the point where you can no longer stop, you should be committed.
Okay.
You should never back out of a feature once you can't stop.
Is there anything you like say in your head, like when you come into that situation?
It's all about like confidence.
Yeah, but that's easier. That's easier said than done.
You have to like always remember, okay, you need to anticipate, you need to think about your gear, your body position, and if everything clicks, regardless the speed you have, even if you go slow, you just build some confidence. So when you get to a feature that's a bit gnarlier, if you are confident on it, you have like all the chances to, succeed. Yeah. If you start stressing out and if you are riding like super tight, you're not in a good position to make it smooth.
So in the race, me and Rémy both came round this corner. We did down this rock roll. Then we were greeted with just this. It's completely blind. And I remember what I did. Creep, right up until this moment. I still couldn't figure out if this was a drop or not. And I think my front wheel was already on the edge. And then I went, oh, it's fine.
On this particular section, you don't really have much support on the outside.
No, there's no turn whatsoever.
There is no support. A lot of trails have a support on the outside. Why? Because the more people ride it, the more it makes
pushes the berm. It
pushes the dirt and kind of makes a support. There is a little bit of a support right here, and you can see it from the top. And then I'm in a pretty good position to see what's next. Everything is fine. You can just roll, and regardless if it's a drop or not, I have enough speed to jump and I'm comfortable jumping, so I will jump. The only risk with jumping, I can see that the landing is clear. You could have some rocks on the landing. The only real risk for me would be to get a mechanical, such as like a flat tire. I'm comfortable with the tire pressure I use and with the product I use, so I know that for the size of this rock, even if there is some sharp rocks at the landing, I would be fine. I will not get a flat.
Okay.
It's because of what I've done before. You build knowledge on how the bike is gonna react, how your body is gonna react to an impact, and then you can translate to pretty much any trail.
What's this scuff of dirt for? You definitely either compressed a bit more or pushed in with your feet. What were you doing at this point? Because this is where you did all your turning, right? On this, just here.
I did the turning a bit later, and the support is right before.
Okay.
So what I did is that I brake before the corner, and then I can just set up the bike in the corner. And because there's some support, I can, get the bike and the tire to like really grip and position me perfectly for the rest of the trail.
Okay, so how did you do that?
I tried to make myself as heavy as I could, tire knobs to really dig in, and the bike to slow down as much as possible.
So how did you do that? Are you dropping and digging your heels and pushing on the bars, or like where's the focus of your weight?
Yeah, I kind of like squat a little bit. You try to bring the center of gravity as low as possible. Yeah, so you kind of like half squats.
Yeah.
I actually use a lot of front brake, especially on that section, because it's straight.
Yeah.
I'm careful with the front brake whenever it's off camber,
Yeah.
but when it's in a straight line, your rear brake slows you down and your front brake stops you.
Yeah.
So I actually use a lot of front brake. When I come into the corner, I try to let go the brake. I believe I still had a little bit of brake just to control the traction. If I ever lock the wheel, I try not to, because it's not necessarily faster and that wrecks the trail. But if I do, it's before the corner. Once I get into the corner, I try to never lock the wheel. If I do lock the wheel, it's usually because I went too fast into the corner.
Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I'm probably not going to be going that fast, 20k in to a 40-kilometer day.
Not yet.
Not yet, but maybe.
Soon.
Right, so I'll give this a go. Oh, that's exactly what happened in the race. I came to a complete stop.
And why did you come to a complete stop?
Well, I grabbed my brakes too much.
It was pretty good. The start was pretty good. You had a good control on the rock face.
Yeah.
The issue you had is that you braked a lot before the corner, which is really good. Then you corner, you set up the bike exactly where you were supposed to go. And after that, there is no reason to keep on braking. But once you left the corner, you kept on braking on the straight line. So you had to put like a quarter of pedal crank, which made absolutely no difference.
Yeah.
And then your body position on that little roll was actually pretty good. I truly believe you can definitely jump, but you played it safe. But yeah, you have to work on the transition in between the corner. Did you look ahead enough?
I think I started to look ahead halfway down the slab, and then I think I went back to looking in front.
You should be looking, when you come into the slab, you should be looking to as far as you can. So you looked at this corner, which was good, but when you come into this corner, you should already be looking where you want to go. And because you didn't, you had to brake on the flat.
Right.
So try again.
Let go.
Again.
Okay.
Okay, control your speed, look ahead. Yes. But that was better. Yeah, you came into the corner, you looked ahead, but you kept on braking a little bit. I don't know why.
Not as much.
Not as much. So the keeper, if you look ahead,
Yeah.
you can see that there is no feature that deserve to brake. So you should not have to brake if you looked ahead.
Let's go down to this turn down here and work on corner.
Bounce with it, just bounce with it. Everybody wanna come, I'm announcing it. I'm always gon' get it, I'm always gon' get it. Even if you sit back denouncing it, but I'm a good kid.
So what are you looking at, Paul?
Well, I remember this in the race run. It was way wetter, but all down here, this was all dark. And I, coming in blind, I thought that's where everyone's riding. I'm just gonna go down there. And I remember I came down in here and obviously got pretty stuck and went, ah. I mean, right now, it seems pretty obvious now that we're stood here to go on the inside. Even if I was riding this blind, I'd probably try and do a little bunny hop. Even me.
Why would you do a bunny up here?
Because this is all rough. I'm pretty confident I could see that this was all here, and I'd have all the confidence in the world I could bunny hop that long.
You sure?
Yeah.
So I'll give you my point of view after.
This is this is where I start skidding and panic braking.
Oh, I believe you start braking a little bit earlier. Okay, so let's
get the Rémy view.
Well, to me, this part has much less roots and better dirt than this part.
But in the race, when it was wet and muddy. But can you remember, did you do this line?
Well, normally if it's raining a lot, because it's off camber, all the water should accumulate on actually this line, and that's why it was darker. This line should dry faster than this line anyway.
Of course.
You're better at slowing down a little bit before, because if you slow down, you can figure out a few meters before that the best line by far is that straight line.
Yeah.
So you're better at losing a tiny bit of time right here to save a lot of time right there. In addition, you prepare for the BC bike race, which is a long race.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so long, you want to save as much energy as you can. If you're gonna go in a straight line where you don't have to brake, you don't have to focus on your line, you don't have to use your brain on anything, you can just let go the bike. It is much better than doing those 2 extra corners where you have to add a lot of braking and a lot of thinking.
That was good. Yeah, your line was good.
Felt really good because I did your little squat thing in the turn, and I was coming down, and the only thing I was focusing on was I'm gonna do the little squat, and I just felt myself let off the brakes and go boom.
Nice.
And I was like,
yeah,
whoa.
You unload onto the off-camber route, and then you put your body weight onto the berm.
That's amazing. Well, punters, there it is. The light is gone. We've come out of the woods. We're going to head home. Check out Rémy's channel. I'll put a link in the description below. If you haven't already, hit subscribe on this one. Obviously, leave a like on the video and comment below. Is there anything that you want to see Rémy teach me? Maybe in the future? Who knows? Let us know.
Scrubs, drops.
Yeah, everything. Scrubs. Oh, for sure. That's the next step. Cheers, punters. See you next time.